go.
So today we'll be learning about vacuum filtration. As you can see here, we have a filtration flask, and it is clamped to the scaffolding here, to a vertical scaffolding, the bolts are facing up, and we want it to be resting on the surface of the lab bench. Here we have the Buchner funnel, and here we have a stopper to make a good seal between the flask and the funnel. You can see that there are small holes, and you'll be pouring whatever you're filtering into here, and it'll filter through there. Very importantly, you're going to use a piece of filter paper. This filter paper will rest inside the funnel, and make sure that it's covering all of the small holes. You don't want it to be up against the edge. You'll help to make sure that this provides a proper seal so that no solid enters into the filtrate by sealing this filter paper, which I'll demonstrate in a minute. So once we have the filter paper inside of the funnel on top of the filter flask, we want to turn on the tap. Now the tap is going to provide a vacuum. So the vacuum will pull out from the filter flask, and it'll make the filtering process faster. So first you turn the tap on all the way. Make sure that it's connected to the trap and to the tubing. Now we insert the tubing into the filter flask. And now we can seal the filter paper. You want to use deionized water in a wash bottle to wet the entire surface of the filter paper. And you'll see if the vacuum is working properly that water will begin to come through and that the paper will be nicely sealed. You can tap it down with a spatula if you want to make sure that the seal is complete. Now if you're pouring some solution to be filtered in, you just pour it in while the tap is running, and you'll see that the water quickly comes down, leaving whatever solid remains. Now, if you're using a Buchner funnel, then you're most likely trying to collect a solid on the filter paper. In this case, you wait till you have completely poured all of the solution and filtered it. You might want to do some quantitative transfer by rinsing the beaker at the end to make sure you have all the particles from the solution, finally emptying into the funnel. So again, for a Buchner funnel, we want to collect the solid. So at the end, we will disconnect first this tube, then turn off the tap, and then carefully remove the filter paper using, again, a spatula to break the seal. And then we'll collect this paper. You might want to put it on a watch glass, because you might be measuring the mass, you might dry it later. Now, in the case of using a Hirsch funnel, when you're interested in collecting the filtrate and not the solid, the Hirsch funnel is different. It's smaller and use different filter paper, but I'll just demonstrate with this. If we're interested in using the Hirsch paper, sometimes you have a backup of solution and you need to change the filter paper. Again, say we're filtering, the tap is on, this is connected, we have a backup. We might need to remove some of the liquid and put it back into the beaker that you'll later filter again. If we don't have a backup but we want to change the filter paper, we remove the tubing, turn off the tap, and we carefully change this filter paper out for another piece of filter paper. You just want to make sure with the new filter paper that you again reseal. So turning on the tap, attaching the tubing, resealing the filter paper. Again, this is for usually used with a Hirsch funnel when you're interested not in collecting the solid but in collecting the filtrate.